So the last few classes we learned about the very prediction basics, like how to find significators, the planet significators, cusp significators, and we learn about how to identify the fruitful significators. We also see about the Rahu and Ketus, how they become the significators and how they play a very important role in KP when they become as a significator, and when they come in ruling planets. Okay, we also learned about the ruling planets, and we also learn about how to read the scripts
Mm-hmm.
and what are the tenanted and untenanted planets, and we seen
Yeah.
that. Okay, so
Yes.
I'll just quickly start with the predictions basics, and though you know already, I'm just giving you some a rough brief about it. We talked about lagna is very important because any event that is going to be happen, okay, that event has to be happen for that particular person only. And who is that person? The lagna itself, correct? The lagna is going to marry, the lagna is going to have education, okay, the lagna who will enjoy the money, the lagna who will feel bad in their life, okay, the lagna who will mm, fall sick, okay. So lagna is important in any cases wherever we go. And in KP we also learned about there is no negative or positive planets in the KP, though there are certain static um, characteristics of a planet that always they carry with themselves, but there is no such negative or positive planet. The planet which is positive for you may be negative for me, and negative for me may be positive for somebody else. It all depends on person's nature and the goal of a person. What does it mean in general? The majority of the people basically are materialistic. They need money in their life, okay. They don't need they don't go with the spiritual upliftment and what else. So if we talk about the majority, so we can say the houses which are basically not good for somebody's material life, they are negative. And the planets that signifies the houses not basically which are basically good for money and name and fame, they are termed as the positive planets, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but the same will differ for another set of person, let's say a spiritual person, where those material house won't be that much good. But again, the spiritual person who is so much into spirituality want to go and get analyze his chart, right? So that's a different story. Then we learn about how we can group the significator. So when grouping of the significator,
Sorry.
always, yeah.
Sorry, I have a question. For example,
Mhm.
the spiritual way and the material way different, like opposite, right? Like become.
Completely opposite.
So, for example, KP also when prediction for the material and the spiritual like different
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of.
It's all about the houses. Like it's all about the houses. So
Mm,
for example, a person
mm-hmm,
is it's about the interpretation basically.
mm-hmm,
Let's
yeah.
say a person wants to sit in isolation.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, he needs his private space or personal space. He doesn't want to go much want to mingle with the public. Okay, what does it mean? It means if he's spiritually inclined, it's a very good thing for him or her,
mm-hmm,
because he generally wants to stay in a room and want to spend a lot of time with themselves to know who they are, from where they have come from, right? But for material world, there's such kind of a person won't do a good thing. The introvert person in material world, they don't get a much success, right?
yes,
but the
yes.
intro, but the introvert person in spiritual life, they get a good success. Every great sense what the introvert before enlightenment, after that with the god grace, they become kind of not an extrovert, but they become the kind of a light for the society, isn't it?
Yes.
So that has been seen. It's about the how we interpret the thing. So first we need to understand a nature of, it's about, for example, if you are reading chart for yourself, you need to understand your core nature first. Okay, then the houses which is basically aligned with your destiny,
Mhm.
then they will guide you through.
Mhm.
Correct. So we we again learn about the grouping of the significators or the of the houses basically. So you
Mhm.
may see in the planet script the multiple houses are coming, but which house to take, how they're gonna help us in that particular moment of time, it's about, it would be depends on the query of a person, you know, or the phase of the person life. For example, the sixth house, when a
Mhm.
person is young and desperate about getting a job, the sixth house will
Mhm.
denote the job. Okay, but he's in job, and now the sixth house may denote that that person may fall sick. Okay, its
Mhm.
disease may, it will denote the disease of a person. Correct.
Mhm.
So, what houses, the houses may play a different role. How they play the role, it always a query will guide us in that
Mhm.
direction. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Seventh house is for marriage. Seventh house is for business as well. But when to take the marriage, when to take the business, it depends on the problem. Correct.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So we also seen that the sign and bhav significations is basically so the static, not the it's just the static qualities of that particular bhava. But the planets, if you combine the planets, and it shows the dynamic qualities, it is the
Mhm.
planet and the star that change the effect or the signification of the bhava. Okay, so this is what we have seen, the basic crux of anything. So this is applied in KP as well, and this is applied, I believe, in the traditional as well. Okay,
Mhm.
but these two rules are basically important. Then we seen about the signs, very basic. What are the fiery, airy, earthy, and water sign, positive and negative sign. Positive signs are basically the all the odd signs. Negative are the even signs, and the movable, fixed, and dual, fruitful, barren, and semi-fruitful. This kind of a thing. Now today we will go again in the next deeper level, where we will see about how to assess a chart in KP. Okay,
Mhm.
so we identified the significators for of all the planets, let's say from planets sun, all the nine planets. Now what to do,
Mhm.
how to assess that chart. So we have 12 houses. Okay, 1 to 12, or 12 houses along with the 9 planets and the 12 signs. It's combinedly shows the destiny of a person. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
and when I say destiny, uh, there is a karma theory. Okay, karma theory about that working for everything. Okay,
Mhm.
whatever you will get in your life, it's based on your karma. Okay, there are few things which are fixed in the, what Indian thinks about, basically what we traditionally think, that there are certain things which are fixed in our life:
Mhm.
marriage, children, money. Okay, this is basically fixed in our life, and education,
Mhm.
nobody can change it. Okay, but there are certain things that you can change in your life. For example, you can do a lots of a hardship. Okay, you can gain something, some money, some struggles, and you can do the sadhana. Basically, that's why we termed it as a the human is a very important creature, basically, because he is able to do the new karma. Okay, based on that new karma, the past karma can also be changed. How they can be changed, it depends, like either you will get a way how to basically uh, adjust with those karma.
Mhm.
Okay, or how to minify those karma. Who can minify the karma? Only the spiritual guru can minify the karma. Nobody else can minify our karma. No remedy, no nothing. So for example, in your past life, let's say you murdered somebody, and now you are facing some issues because of that karma. Now wearing a kind of a gemstone, is it fine for that for that person who murdered by you in the past life? and now just wearing a gemstone, it's cleansing that karma? It's not. If you are not feeling basically, although you not don't know what's exactly going on with you, but you should feel kind of guilty about that thing, right? You should have that. Otherwise, it's not. So only the guru can do that thing, the cleansing thing. So
But
that's not
I
going in.
have a
Yeah.
question because now also we are making karma, right?
Yes, 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 yes. This is what we are
But
doing.
for example, past life, then coming back to karma, but now behave also we are going to making each moment, right? Each moment we are making karma. Hello?
Yeah, hello. I was mute. I got on mute. So yeah, each moment we are creating a new karma, basically. So when the karma is like whenever you are breathing,
Yeah.
okay, it's your karma, and breathe out, it's a new karma. So every moment you are creating a new karma, and how to get rid of it? It's very dangerous. But it's, there is a saying. So the belief that I follow, okay, so I'm just saying in the belief that I follow, or which I see it may work, that
Mhm.
whatever we are doing in our daily life, if we offer that doings to the God, if we are
Mhm.
surrender
Mhm.
ourselves towards the God, to the God,
Mhm.
then whatever we are doing, it won't affect us. Okay, if we are truly doing the sadhana, if we are
Mhm.
truly doing the surrender towards the God,
Mhm.
then whatever the karma we are doing, we are offering the all results to to that particular supreme Lord. Okay,
Mhm.
and that supreme Lord basically, so in that way, if good is coming to you, you are not worried. Okay, if bad
Mhm.
is coming to you, you are not worried. In the
Mhm.
both the basically the position or bothly state, you are the only Yoshi. You never changed. In your good time, in your bad time, you are the same person.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a saying in, so this state is called what? That we are surrendered towards the God. And what we are doing a, so you doing a sadhana practice, right? So what you are doing, you are practicing to reach that particular state. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
when you will reach to that state, your all past karma or
Mhm.
past files of, or this is called prarabdha, that is
Mhm.
destiny. Okay, that
Yes.
will be put to the fire. Okay,
Mhm.
no, after that, if you when you has fully surrendered towards the God and enlightened, then nobody will, the God will not see your past karma. And now onwards, from that particular moments onwards, you won't be able to create a bad karma or good karma, because you are out of this. You are out of it. There is no bad karma, no good karma. Even, mm, if you have heard about, we are going beyond the class, but okay, that's fine. uh there's a saying, basically what we say, the good deed or bad deeds, okay,
Mhm.
whatever we do,
Mhm.
the love and envy, there are two things, na? We can love somebody, we can be envy of somebody, right?
Mhm.
So we have friends, we have enemy.
Mhm.
Whatever we are doing, we are creating the attachments toward the person, right? If you are
Mhm.
loving somebody, you are creating an attachment, you are
Mhm.
attached to that person. If you are envy of a person, then you are also creating kind of a kind of a bondage called attachment.
Mhm.
The definition of attachment will be different. It is called raga and dvesha. It's a Hindi. In Hindi, I'm not aware about the English name of that. Rag means you are lovingly affected, have affection with somebody.
Mhm.
Okay, and dvesh means you are envy of somebody.
This
It could be
Sanskrit
your enemy. Sorry.
Sanskrit word or Sanskrit? Do you know
Yeah,
Sanskrit
it's
word?
a Sanskrit word, rag and dvesh.
Okay, okay, okay. I don't.
Raga and dvesha.
Okay.
Okay, so both are basically your, uh, whatever you do, attachment, whatever kind of
Mhm.
attachment you do, good or bad, whatever did you do, did means karma, whatever did you do, good or bad,
Mm.
it would be basically not, it's kind of a bondage to you. So you have to come back.
Mm.
So we
Yes.
have to go beyond the good and bad did.
Mhm.
There is. there is three things:
Mhm.
Sattva, Raj, and Tam. That is called Sattvic, Rasic, and Tamasic. I'm not sure if you are aware about these words in Hindi,
Yeah.
but you are aware, right? So
Yeah.
this is called Trigun,
Mhm.
Triguna,
Yes.
Triguna. So the whole system, the whole universe is built upon this three guna only, Triguna.
Mhm. Mhm.
In day to day your life, you are
Mhm.
in these three states. You will
Mhm.
be in Sattvic, you will be in Rasic, you will be in Tamasic.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, even if you go beyond, you managed yourself to be in the sattvic state. That is the
Mhm.
topmost state of a human being.
Mhm.
Then and you died. Then
Mhm.
again, after um, getting enjoyment of that particular karma, you have to come back to the human life
Mhm.
for the
Mhm.
next for the next part. Definitely, you will be a kind of a yoga brashta, which
Mhm.
means you fallen down and you again have to do kind of a sadhana to
Mhm.
reach to that level. Okay.
Mhm.
But the person or yogi or the sadhak or the enlightenment seeker, basically
Mhm.
what they do, they try to go above all these three guna.
Mhm. Beyond,
That
right?
is called beyond it. It is called triguna tita, which means
Mm.
going beyond all three guna. Then
Mhm.
what will happen? You are not sattvic, you are not rasic, you are not tamasic. What does it
Mhm.
mean? You are on the same state,
Mhm.
equilibrium kind of a
Mhm.
thing, that
Mhm.
you don't affect with the situation, whatever
Mhm.
it is. If it is good, if it is bad, you are some. Like so, so whatever stage she is, or whatever stage the person would be, is this is what they are not in the human form. This is what God is. What this is something God.
Mhm.
They comes in the union of the God, right? So this is what
Mhm.
it is. So again, not going. It's just a different story.
Mhm.
So we were here in the KP. So basically, the assessment of the chart in KP, what we do, we first check for what purpose of life we are assessing chart of a particular person. Okay.
Mhm. You mean particular
Now,
question? Particular question have to be checked.
particular question. So it's
Mhm.
very difficult to handle the native chart in
Mm.
any branch of astrology.
Mm.
Any branch of astrology, if it is, be it parashari, be it nadi, be
Mm.
it KP, be it anything. Why? Because your native chart has basically show a variety of things. Okay,
Mhm.
so now what to handle, how to handle it? The only thing is, the moment of time is
Mhm.
ruled by something. We have learned this thing in the previous meeting, that
Mhm.
ruling planets is basically a planets that they are ruling something. They show psyche of a person, or something about that particular moment for that particular person. Okay. So
Mhm.
whenever you have a question in your mind, or somebody else is having a question in a question for themselves and coming to you for the answer, it means they are ruled by something. Okay.
Mhm.
So just focus on those particular houses and the grouping of the houses which is
Mhm.
important to that particular question, and they will guide you through. That's why this is divine, this is Jyotisha, this is not astrology.
Mhm.
So we check the promise, and then we fix the DBA. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what the promise is, for example, somebody comes to you, when will I go to abroad?
Mhm.
Okay. So there are certain houses which are basically responsible for that, for say, let's say 9 and 12. Okay.
Mhm.
So we need to check first whether this person is destined to go to foreign travel. Is there a promise in that chart or not? So
Mhm.
we don't jump into the DBA first. We first need to check whether that particular event is going to happen with that particular person or not. Okay.
Mhm.
Once we identified that, then we check,
Mhm.
okay, when. The second question will come, okay, you can go, but when? So when is basically to your DBA. The DBA we need to fix.
Mhm.
Okay. There is one more to it called transit, that is
Mhm.
gochar, that we
Mhm.
will also learn about it in the next couple of classes. But for
Excuse
now,
me.
just understand. Hmm.
Sorry, interrupt. Gochara is transit like KP system Gochara transit.
KP system gochara, yes. It's not
No, different.
the Parashari system, but it's KP system. So we will first check the promise. We will check then we will fix the DBA, and then we'll go for the transit as well. I'll show you in couple of
Yes.
classes later.
Transit.
But
Yeah.
this is what would be we will be doing. Okay.
Mhm.
We for the script we have already seen that the planet will be in a certain nakshatra and in a
Mhm.
certain sublords in certain sub. Okay, so
Mhm.
planet will have a nakshatra lord and planet will have a sublord. Okay,
Mhm.
combinedly it shows a script. Okay,
Mhm.
so for example, if we say a planet first will give result of his nakshatra, so
Mhm.
nakshatra will specify what kind of a result it would be, but
Mhm.
whether this result would be good or bad, it would be decided by the sublord. Okay,
Mhm.
so this we have also already seen. So sublord is basically a decider of anything, and static significance is also important. For example, it is decider of anything, that's fine, but it might be a planet has some static behavior, its own behavior, right? For example, moon is kind of a flowing nature. It's a flowing. Sun is
Mhm.
kind of a king like nature, right?
Mhm.
So we need to understand, if sun is specifying certain event, then sun may impose or may have their own characteristics that may change the behavior of the event may happen, that's no issue in that, but that some change will be there because that change will
Mhm.
be decided by the planet itself. Okay. Okay, so now today we will go to first house. We will start from first, second, third, fourth, something like that, and we will like travel towards the 12th house, and then we will finish. Okay. Nevertheless,
Mhm.
so first house basically tells a lot about a person. For example, the general characteristics of a person, the physically how he will be as a physical build of a person, a mental inclination of a person. Okay,
Mhm.
and general health, like if how in his life that this person will
Mhm.
be a sicky person or kind of a very healthy person. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
a person who has a tendency to fall sick very often, the lagna
Mhm.
will tell you about that.
Mhm.
Okay, but what kind of a disease it would be, what kind of seriousness of a disease, the sixth house and eighth house will tell. So when we
Mhm.
will be covering the sixth house and eighth house, then I will tell you about the more, we will learn that in detail. Okay,
Mhm.
then the longevity of a native, a person, the age of a person, basically how long that person will be in on this mother earth, the
Mhm.
first house will tell.
Mhm.
And what kind of a name, fame and success that person will get in his life. In general, will that particular person is gonna spoil his name, or will basically gain a good success in his life, or gonna create his own name. So that's also being seen from the first house. Okay,
Mhm.
so we will
Uh,
see the sublord of the first house. It's about how sublord, what sublord I had to signify. So what sublord is signifying, that particular matter will be signifying by the first house.
okay, okay. I see.
We will check about the general characteristics of a person.
Yes.
When we say the general characteristics, the nature of a person, and the mental characteristics of a person. Okay, what by nature that person would be. So that we
Mhm.
generally want to see. And moon is a planet that is basically shows your mind. Okay,
Mhm.
and ascendant is you.
Yes.
So the planets which is basically affecting the ascendant and the moon, basically they have a kind of a correlation with these two entities in the Rashi chart. Then
Mhm.
we can say those particular behavior that person will possess or will have in entire life.
Mhm.
Okay, so for example, let's say sun is what sun, so what is the behavior of a sun? Sun is basically a king like it's a king basically. Okay,
Mhm.
and it has an ego.
Mhm.
King always comes with an ego, but that ego is not bad. Okay, king is father as well, son is father as well, because the king nurture his basically kingdom. Okay, the people of that kingdom will basically uh, feel a kind of a shelter with that particular king, right? So
Mhm.
sun is like that. Like moon is kind of emotional. It's
Emotional. Yes,
more
emotional.
motherly nature, nurturing nature, motherly nature, right?
Nourishing others. Food.
Yes,
Food.
food and everything. Okay, so this is what the moon is. So person influenced with the moon will be more emotional person, right?
Mm. And if
So
because quick temper, like something changing mood,
yes,
what?
yes, moon is also, it's basically shows you the, because moon is changing, ever changing, so
Yeah.
that's why emotionally imbalanced person, because it's changing a lot. If it's not associated with basically good kind of planets, then that person may go into the severe depressions. Okay,
Mm.
because the mood swing is there, right? They won't be able to focus on or concentrate on a single thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like a Mars is kind of a warrior. We know it's a warrior. It has
Yeah.
a war like a thing, that the person will have a kind of anger issues if it is negative. If it is in balance, that person will have a very he will be angry, but it would be for the good thing only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the Mars is also bravery, because Mars is soldier, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
also show you the person would be brave. Okay. And will be kind of a, he would like to do kind of a heroism activity. This kind of characteristics from the planets we can derive, and from the science we can derive, and we can say, okay, what kind of a mentality or characteristics of a person would be. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how to see that? We have certain rules. Okay. So ascendant will be influenced by certain planets, certain characteristics, basically the sign rising for the ascendant. Okay. So what kind
Mm-hmm.
of a sign is rising? Um, uh, okay. And what is the star lord of ascendant? Who is
Mm-hmm.
the sublord of ascendant?
Mm-hmm.
Ascendant will have a lord. Who is ascendant lord? Basically the sign lord, the sign rising at the moment of birth. If it is Leo, then sun will become the ascendant lord. Okay. So who is ascendant lord? Okay, so sign rising in ascendant, star lord of ascendant, who is ascendant lord, and
Mm-hmm.
in which star the lord is the star lord of ascendant, and which bhava it has been placed. First house, second house, third house, fourth house. Which bhava? So the
Mm-hmm.
placement of the ascendant lord will also play the important role. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
for the moon, we see where the moon is placed. The placement of the moon, basically the bhava,
Mm-hmm.
in which sign the moon currently is, it's again the what placement is, basically it's both the same thing. And who is the star lord of a moon, basically. Okay, we can go with the sublord as well, but till star level it is good. Okay, we can go with
Mm-hmm.
the star lord. Combinedly, all these characteristics basically will tell about a person, a behavior. So it's very, sometimes very, you can say tough to judge a person behavior, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
very very tough. But combinedly, if we go with the signification involving the house, for example, the eighth house, kind of a secrecy house. Okay, five and nine house, if connected, that person will be a kind of a this spiritual person, kind of a person, right? And five at eight and involved, that person will have a kind of romantic behaviors. It has that affairs, basically. He may have that kind of a mentality, right? So that can be assessed
Mm-hmm.
from this kind of a rules. So okay, I can clear it from here. So if I open a chart
Mm-hmm.
to just to tell you first how to see this, basically. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here you will see, uh, we first need to focus on the ascendant. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
who is ascendant lord?
Mercury.
Mercury. Where is the Mercury? In the 12th house.
Yes.
So first house now connected with the 12th house. See,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this is the first ruling we have seen. Okay, just
Yes.
seeing the house, the lord of house, now in the 12th house. It shows self destruction. Okay, self undoing kind of a thing. Okay, it shows the struggle as well, because the lord of ascendant goes into the 12th house. That person has to struggle a lot in this life, isn't it?
Like, because losses, right? Losses
Yeah,
happening.
because of the losses and everything. So whatever he will do, if it Mercury is business, Mercury is young, Mercury is childish, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bubbly nature. bubbly nature of a person. Mercury is quite young, so
Mhm.
he's a happy-go-lucky person, jolly person, a childish behavior. Mercury will show you. Now, if you see the Mercury, Mercury is what? Mercury is in the Venus star. So what is who is Venus? Venus is luxury.
Venus, yeah, Venus is 11 house. No, no, cannot say like it.
No,
Have to say road.
so just see about the characteristics. Just to focus on Venus. So
Yeah.
Mercury is a star of Venus. Okay,
Venus
star
is
lord
like
of Venus.
luxury, beauty,
Luxury and kind of
karma.
a person. Yes, karma. Okay, yes, that's the thing. Now we need to check Mercury is also with Sun and Saturn. Okay, they will
Mm-hmm.
affect in somewhat with the Mercury as well. So that's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need to check ascendant. That is the first house. The moon is there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the star lord of is moon and the sublord is also moon. So moon behavior are also there. So who are the major planet? So we have Mercury, we have moon. Okay, then we have Venus. So these three planets we have seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need to check the moon. The moon is here
Mm-hmm.
in 10th house. So moon is in 10th house
Mm-hmm.
and ascendant lord is in 12th house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moon you will see in the Rahu star. So Rahu comes into the picture. Here is the 6th house. So you will see the house rising. The sign rising at ascendant is 6th sign, which is a dual sign
Mm-hmm.
basically. Okay, it's a 6th sign is dual sign. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and moon is placed in dual sign.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Also, you will see in terms of the elements fire, earth, and air and water. The third is basically air element, right?
Mm-hmm.
Airy house. So moon is in airy house, airy sign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what the six is? Six is what? The earthy sign. Correct.
Yes.
So moon in airy sign shows the change of mood of that particular person vary. So he wants to do something, he will want to do something, but next, without finishing that, he will start doing something else. It shows that behavior. If you see this, for example, ascendant is what in the sign of what? Earthy sign.
Mm-hmm.
And ascendant lord is placed in what sign? Fiery sign. The fifth is fire.
Yes.
Okay, and moon is placed in what sign? Third
Yes.
sign. That is what? Aries sign. So this person will have a, a mixture of earthy, fiery, and Aries sign. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So earth sign is basically earth is more stable. If you see the earth is stable. Very strong in nature. Okay. They can take a lot of pressure on themselves basically. They have
Mm-hmm.
that nature. So this person is born in earthy sign. What does it mean? It has a lot of patience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But moon, because of airy, it also denotes that it may have, because of earth sign, it have a control on that. Okay. It's a controlling nature.
Mm-hmm.
He may have to fly in different direction because of earthy sign. It has some control over it.